What up, PB Cashewville? It's your boy PB, and right next to me is your boy Cashew. Man, we have a lot of stuff to talk about today. Just a lot of stuff to talk about today. Sports related, but society related today on the PB and Cashew Show. Hit it.
What's up, PB and Cashewville? It's your boy Cashew. Right beside me is your boy
PB.
Why you look so upset, PB?
Because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today.
Oh,
We
okay.
do. You know what? We're just going to cut straight to the point.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Cut straight to the point.
Okay.
No. Hey, how is everything going? No. We're just going to cut straight to the point.
I think he just woke up in the wrong side of the bed.
Cut straight to the point. There's something undeniably wrong with the world today. The way that it's just been, like how people have been reacting to certain things, and the way that people just respond in general. It's wrong. And to kind of help illustrate that is just observing how things are in our favorite league, the National Basketball Association. Indeed. The way that I'm seeing it now, in terms of how people have been reacting to certain things in not just the National Basketball Association, they're going to be the focus of tonight, but just people in general, how people in general react to people. It just shows you just how wrong things are in the world today. So recently, by the time of the recording of this video, this is on February 4th, there was a major fight that happened between
No, it was yesterday.
Yesterday.
I believe, right?
Yeah, yesterday.
Orlando Magics and was it Nuggets?
No, I think it was the Minnesota
Minnesota
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves. I can't
That was
remember
one
the
fight.
numbers.
And that was Friday. And the day before that, there was another fight that happened. And on many other occasions that I've noticed, people just complain. People just say, oh, I didn't get this call. But bad calls have been happening since the dawn of time. But the reactions that people have had, that's what I kind of want to address today on the PB and Cashew Show.
He's talking about me, folks. Dun, dun, dun.
No. But me and Cash have been talking about this all during pre-production today. And it's just, Matt have said that it's human nature. I agree. It is human nature. But because these are celebrities, these are people that are supposed to set the example. And most importantly, they need to be setting this example because they're getting paid a lot more than most people are.
See, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm a little different with that.
You don't know, man.
Because look, this is me being honest. Look, I get it. They're getting paid millions of dollars. You know, we and you are probably getting paid like $40K every year or something like that, right?
$40K? I ain't making that much money.
Well,
dang.
You know, they're making it pretty. You know, they make around millions of dollars every year. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I understand that, but at the same time, it's just like we put these celebrities, even athletes, we put them so high up there, like have a high standards. But we also have to understand they're just like us,
They're
human
like people
beings.
too.
Yeah, it's true.
They're
we all
human.
have bad
They're
days.
human beings, and they're people too. And
I gave you a good example.
And all of that money and all of that exposure means that they shouldn't be held to the high standards that we put them on.
shouldn't.
Oh, they should.
Why are they role models?
Because they are in a position in which they have to be.
So you're telling me because you're rich, because you're famous,
Because
you're a
you
big
have
role
the
model?
exposure, you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. I don't agree with what Charles Barkley once said. I'm not a role model. I'm sorry, dude, because you are being watched by so many different people.
But is that
so
his
many.
fault?
It's
That's
not.
It's not.
How
his
is it
fault.
not his fault? Then
He wants to be famous, then people want to react and people want to see how he. You know, that's he has a life.
But then, yeah, you have a life. But then, if you are on the stage in which you are being seen by so many people, by so many people, you need to hold yourself to a higher standard than that.
Okay.
Like, for example, let's use a case in point. When Steph Curry got hit with a technical because he threw his mouthpiece because his own teammate, who, by the way, won the game for them later on that day, got a technical.
I'm sorry.
Now,
I can't. I'm not bashing Curry for that. That's not his fault.
Hold on, though. But how you reacted, it kind of warrants it. Plus, you've done this before. This isn't the first time.
He's done it 3 times.
He's done this 3 times.
Three times he done it. Let me explain it. The 3 times he done it, because you know this too. When you're a competitor, right, and you like to compete and you like to win, you get mad when something happens. You get mad at the heat of the moment. That happens in every sports game. Because I get mad at the heat of the moment when we play basketball.
Okay,
you get mad at the heat of the moment.
So I shouldn't try to think about how I react to certain things then. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying he's a human being. He only did it 3 times. And the 3 times he did it, the 3 times he did it were times where he was being competitive. I understand why he got mad at Jordan Poole, because Jordan Poole, he was calling for the ball multiple times, and Jordan Poole was and it's like you have 1 minute and 50-something seconds left, close to almost the end of the game. You're up like maybe I think 2 to 4 points, and Jordan Poole decides to make a stupid 3-point shot when he wasn't even open, and Curry was wide open. Curry was asking for the ball.
So then, okay. So to 6-7-year-olds that are standing in their backyards shooting threes with like a mouth guard in their hand because they want to shoot it just like Steph Curry, want to be like Steph Curry, want to shoot threes like Steph Curry, want to win games like Steph Curry. They say, oh, snap, Steph really got on his teammate because he didn't pass him the ball and reacted that way. Yo, that's fine to do.
It's not fine. I'm not saying it's fine to do. I just saying I understand why he did that. He was upset. It was a heat of the moment. It's a crucial part of the game, and they haven't been winning like they should be winning. And they have been saying they haven't been winning like they should be winning. They have a chance to end this game. Maybe even could have been the dagger, but no. And the crazy thing is, Jordan Poole won off I think they were losing by 1 point, and he just won because of a layup. And that was that was kind of a lucky layup.
Still won the game.
Yeah, I guess he still won the game. But he could have also cost him the game. You still could have had your best player that's a closer.
Was Jordan Poole the one who overreacted?
I already told you. I understand why Curry got upset, because Jordan Poole made a dumb shot, and Curry wanted the ball.
And how did
Curry's a vet.
You also said that wasn't right for Curry to do. Why? Why wasn't it right for Curry to do?
Did I say that just now? That wasn't right?
You did. You did. You just did. You said that.
Let me explain.
How Curry reacted was not right. You just said that.
Because you just asked. You just asked me straight up. Was it right for anybody to react like that? And you said, in our logic, in our head, and you said, it's no. That's our logic. Right. But here's the thing, Fred. At the heat of the moment in a game, we don't think sometimes. We do things that we shouldn't do.
So Matt,
but at the same time, like I said, I don't blame it for it, because that's a human nature thing.
Let me ask you this then, Matt. The times that we've played basketball, just regular, for fun basketball, not basketball where that's playoff implications, not basketball because it's our job, not basketball because we've got contracts and endorsements to do. Just regular basketball, okay? You take I'm asking for the ball, and then you take the shot when I'm wide open, and I chew you out for it. Does that make that right?
It's not going to make it right, but I understand at the same time. It's the heat of the moment. That's how it is.
And again, even in a situation like that, because I've been called out on it. I've been called out on it because you're in a position of leadership. People are looking at you to see how you respond. People are looking at you as to be the example. And this isn't on the NBA level. This is people that are coming to me react. Because you know what? Matt will admit it. A lot of people will admit it. A lot of our teenagers will admit it, that I've responded in that same particular way. And I have to hold myself to a higher standard. Because you know why? Someone's looking at me. Someone's watching me. As we do this video, I have to be careful about what I say. You know why? Because someone is watching this. Some kid is watching this. My little cousin Connor may be watching this because he's a Rangers fan and he's really cool and he supports his Uncle Fred's podcast. That's why I have to hold myself to this standard. Why then shouldn't a person who's being watched by millions every single day, has endorsements, contracts, has commercials, not hold himself to that same kind of high standard? Is it because he's human? He's human. He's human.
Holding himself accountable. Have you ever? Okay, let me ask you this question. And I brought this up. Have Stephen Curry ever gotten in trouble?
He has not.
Okay, now let's compare this. Stephen Curry has never gotten in trouble, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Yeah, he did one. He did a couple. Maybe he did 3 things to get him ejected. Fine. What about R. Kelly? Let's talk about this real quick. Would you rather see him as a role model after everything he did?
No, you don't.
So, and this is my perspective, and this is me being honest. If Curry has not gotten in trouble, right? I'm talking about out of anything. Like, we haven't seen him get married, like a divorce, fooling around, or anything like that, drinking like that. Me personally, okay, he made one mistake. He's a human being. You could probably let that go because he made one mistake. But like someone like R. Kelly, he didn't make one mistake. Like he made multiple mistakes. He made multiple mistakes.
Yeah, that's the reason why Dennis Rodman I wouldn't consider as a role model.
Exactly.
That's the reason why certain points, Draymond Green wouldn't be considered as a role model. That's also a certain way that you wouldn't consider Patrick Beverly as a role model. But you're Steph Curry.
Okay,
you're Steph Curry. You're Steph Curry.
It's just one antic.
It's just one antic, but here's the thing: it's just one antic.
The heat of the moment. Yes. It's like the same thing with LeBron when he got in a tantrum because of the whole Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum situation. You know, LeBron. As much as I don't really like, I respect his legacy. I do respect that he's a great player. I'm not gonna lie. Do I like the guy? Not really. But has he ever gotten in trouble? No. Have you ever heard anything about him getting DUIs or stuff like that?
No. But we've always heard him like also say stuff that maybe seems out there.
Okay, it may seem out there,
right?
But at the same time, we all had different views.
So let me ask you this: would you consider then Kyrie Irving a role model?
Kyrie Irving. Okay, I gotta say this. I am gonna say this, and this is be honest. Kyrie Irving and I had different beliefs.
Yes,
we have different beliefs. Now, here's what I'm gonna say. I respect the guy because he actually tells the truth. He's actually at least he tells his beliefs. He doesn't hide behind the NBA, doesn't cower around and be like, "Oh no, I gotta do what the NBA says." He actually steps up to stands up for what he believes. And the media portrays him as a bad person. In my opinion, I think the media portrays him as a bad person. That's just me being honest with you. Because let's be honest. What happened? He leaves Cleveland. What was the whole situation why he left Cleveland? Oh, because he wanted to do something to show people that he's not basically a Robin to little Batman, with LeBron.
He wanted to do his own thing.
He wanted to do his own thing. So what they trade him to Boston. Okay, he's having a good time in Boston, but the media's getting at his case because he doesn't go, he doesn't play all the games. He did tell Boston fans he'll be back, but they didn't treat him good. They didn't treat Kyrie good. Boston fan things they did, but they did not. They booed him. They spat at him.
To this day,
they still don't treat him good.
Yeah.
So then he decides to go to the Nets. And during this time of event, the media has been portraying Kyrie as a bad person. Like, look at this. The first year he's with the Nets, he got hurt. He got injured, so he couldn't play. Well, no, he could have played. Him and Kevin Durant could have played for what's it called, the bubble. But he didn't want to do that because because of the whole situation that was going on through, the Black Lives Matter situation, all that stuff. Okay, I understand that. Then James Harden comes, and then they say, oh, he's the one that ruins it with James Harden. He's the one that did all that stuff. When James Harden just wanted to leave.
So he's a scapegoat.
He's the scapegoat.
So
and then the vaccination situation, his belief was he didn't want to get that. And the NBA said, no, you have to. But he didn't do that, so he couldn't play most of the games. And then people the media just bash him for it. And now we got this, where he wants to get traded. But we don't even talk about the owner, where he is literally donating.
Let's focus on my question still is here. Is Kyrie Irving, let's say you have a 3-year-old son.
I mean, me personally, this is me personally.
You have a 3-year-old son.
No, he's not a role model. I would tell my son this. It's okay to believe this and put it out there if you do, but be smart about it.
So it's like your 3-year-old son saying, it's like, hey, Daddy, Kyrie Irving's just not being a good team player. Everybody's saying he's not being a team player. Is that the way that's supposed to be?
I'm obviously going to say no. But the problem is media. Media has control over all that. And that's the truth. Because if he was a bad teammate, like they said, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, those guys, when he goes see them, they wouldn't talk to him. They wouldn't talk to him. And they wouldn't have said that he wasn't a bad teammate. They literally said he wasn't.
So it's the age-old thing that. Do you think then?
I was gonna say it's Kyrie is the AI of this era.
Wow.
Cryrie's literally the AI of this era.
Really?
Because think about it, AI was the same situation. Media used to lie about AI. Media used to say a lot of crud about AI.
But Kyrie Irving doesn't necessarily have a bad attitude towards his coaches, because he doesn't have a bad attitude. Yeah, I get that. But what I'm just saying though is the media portray AI as a bad person during the era, when in reality, let's talk about this real quick before I know we're talking about this. Let's talk about the media real quick. AI's friend died, someone from his friend died. This was during the finals or the playoffs. Right.
And all they were talking about him was losing and talking about practice, and he was coping with it, and he got mad about that. And then all these antics, they said, he did all this antics like AI. And then when you really figure it out, now they're like AI. Like out of nowhere, AI is getting a lot of respect out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You realize, and then when you hear interviews of AI, you realize it was the media. He's not a bad. He wasn't a bad guy. Yeah, maybe he wasn't sometimes not the best to his coaches, but at the end of the day, media
most of the time he was really good to his coaches.
But
he'll admit that.
The media portrayed him as like this jerk, but people respected him.
So how come like a person like Derek Jeter? How is Derek Jeter then not being responded to the media the same way that Kyrie?
Because Derek Jeter
is
a smart guy and he knows how to talk, and he doesn't get in trouble
because he watches what he
says.
That's all I'm saying.
But at the same time,
that's all I'm saying, because that's really.
But here's another thing too. Media likes to twist your words.
But with Derek Jeter, did they ever twist it with Derek Jeter?
They never twisted his words because
why?
You respect the man.
So does that mean then they do not respect Kyrie?
The only reason why they don't respect Kyrie is because of what I said. He tells it how it is. He doesn't go like, "Oh, I gotta do what the." I'm not trying to be mean. He's not like a LeBron where he always have to when the NBA tells you to do this, he will do it. He's not like that. Kyrie's not like that. Like, look at it like this: Jalen Rose. And do you hear about that whole situation? Jalen Rose at first was like, "Oh, why didn't we not know about the whole Ime and the girl situation?" And then a couple minutes later, he had to apologize for that because media told him to apologize. His job told him to apologize because he'll probably get fired for it. And you saw how fake that apology was.
Yeah, fake apologies is definitely a part of sports. But then again, there's also that question: why put yourself in that position? Why create a scenario where you have to, therefore, create a fake apology? And we'll even go to hockey. We'll go hockey. There's instances where a guy has a very cheap shot on a person. Marty McSorley used to do this all the time. And then when he was forced to give a apology, it's fake. Seems very fake. in terms of how you do it.
Because it's not coming. Because an apology, most of the time when you apologize to someone, it's coming from the heart. That's how I see it. Some apologies comes from the heart.
Yeah, but in this one,
it's more for the money.
It has to be. That's not just for the money.
And so you won't get trouble.
It's compliance. Yeah. It's a fake apology just to kind of keep the media and everybody else happy. And Kyrie wouldn't do that.
And
Kyrie wouldn't do that.
You know who else is the same way? We could go back to a celebrity. Look at Kanye. He did the same exact thing, and like, I'm not gonna lie, Kanye is kind of Kanye. He could be crazy sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. He can say some weird stuff, but when you take the time to listen to some of his interviews, and you explain, like, okay, he explained it. He explains to you what he really means. You're like, oh, okay, now I understand. But the media portrays these guys like they're crazy.
But then again, is that how it's just gonna be? Is that just how it's gonna be? It's just that's how like you're just gonna be like, oh, I do something, but then all of a sudden, oh, I did it because of this.
No, but he was explaining his reasoning of why
I did this,
why he's this and that, but he never he wasn't gonna apologize. Like, he didn't say I'm sorry to the media or anything like that.
So what happens? What happens then when people start doing something wrong? Okay, and then that's all it is.
When people don't look,
people don't care.
The more that you think about it, wrong is always going to be right in people's eyes, and right's always going to be wrong in people's eyes.
Ooh,
in this generation,
that's terrible.
In this generation,
that's terrible.
If you look at it right now,
that's terrible.
If you look at it right now, look at America, how it's going right now. Look at the media, how it is right now. Wrong is right, right is wrong.
Yep,
right or wrong.
That's true. I agree, and partially that's the reason why that is because it sells better. That's the bottom line. I think, and that's something that's as old as time, Matt, because when something is popular, even doing wrong, and this is preaching to the choir, and everybody knows this, that when something is, whether it's not a matter of right or wrong, it's a matter about what is popular. Mm-hmm. What is popular? If doing right is popular, let's do right. That's popular. Doing wrong is popular. Let's do wrong because it's popular. I mean, the Super Bowl's coming up. I mean, we've talked about this countless times. Why was when the first Super Bowl was played, Super Bowl I, that's I think Green Bay versus Kansas City. What day was it played on?
Was it in the 60s?
Some 60s, yes. What day? What day?
Oh, it was on Sunday. No. It was on Saturday.
It was on a Saturday. Why was it switched to Sunday?
Because what was the reason? Was it because they realized? Oh, because it would get more ratings.
Because people are home.
And people are home. People are home. Gets more ratings.
And more ratings means more money. That's the same thing here. And this goes back to your favorite topic, the refs. And I think that the reason why the refs sometimes do not care about the whether the call is right or not, because again, call the game fair. You watch any sports movie or just look at sports in general. Call the game fair.
I already tell you the situation why
call the game fair. But there's something that Matt so wonderfully put that I think is much, much bigger now that's causing these refs to do so.
Can I say it?
And Matt, could you do us a wonderful favor and let us know why that is?
It's because of betting.
Ooh.
Now let me say this. I was explaining to Fred. I'm gonna try to make this easy. So if you have an underdog team, right? And let's say the underdog team, let's say you're betting the betting is on the underdog team, right? And you make more money on the underdog team. Well, you're gonna bet more on the underdog team to make more money. And sometimes that's how it works. Not only that, let's say if it's the Knicks versus Philly, right? And this happens a lot. Say Philly has an advantage by 2 points. Mm-hmm. But let's say you're gonna make a lot of money off of that. Well, who they're gonna favor? Philly.
Because you'll make more money.
Because you'll make more money off of it.
That's true. In terms of the in terms of the betting, that's one aspect. But also, offense, I believe, is the way that the game wants to go.
Well, it's because I'll let you go.
Because I think, and Matt and I think I can speak for Matt and I think that the kind of game that we like, where it's a good game, is being favored more for an offensive game. The reasoning for this is the way that offenses are now, and we've talked about this all the time. It's all primarily about offense. One of the things that gets me, that really irks me when I watch basketball, and I love watching basketball, is just the lack of grit and defensiveness. But I think the reason why there is no more grit and defensiveness is because people know that if you're going to be aggressive defensively, you're going to get called for it. There's no more opportunity for me to play hard defense or to even try to rebound the ball a little bit more aggressively, because offense is driving the league now. And that's not just in the NBA. I think that's how it is in baseball. I think that's how the way it is in football. That's the way it is, even to certain extents, maybe in hockey. They tone down a lot of the physicality there because offense is what sells.
I feel like football and hockey.
Football. Go talk football. I'll counter with the football.
No, I'm trying to think. It's still physical.
Football. No, everything is still physical. Everything is still physical. No doubt about that. But I'm talking about offense.
Oh, well,
offense is the thing that is selling.
Well, you gotta understand this too. And this is another thing I have to understand too with like the whole situation is now they're trying to protect their players. Because since now they're trying to protect their players, they don't want players to get hurt.
Why?
Their players to get injured.
Why?
Because, okay, you want to be honest? I'll tell you why. Because it is so different. Back then, let's talk about it. Let's go back to the Michael Jordan era,
very
Larry
simple.
Bird and Magic era. They actually train a lot. And they played in the gym a lot. And they played basketball a lot. And they focused more, their main sole focus was basketball. And their family, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Where in this generation is, they already got the talent, they got the skills. You don't really need to practice. You don't really need to train like you should. You shouldn't train your body. Like, for example, look at Luka Doncic last year, where Jason Kidd literally had to call him out because he came back bigger. And then this year, he actually came back a good slimmer, because he kept playing basketball during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And players, sometimes they don't do that.
I agree. Because going back to football, one you were saying, like, it's still a physical sport, no doubt about that. Everything is still a physical sport. But which position has kind of died in the NFL?
Is it in the defense end? Because I know it's not. I know it's not quarterback.
No, what?
Running back? Do they get paid the most?
No.
Running backs. Quarterbacks get paid the most.
Running backs, like the premier wonderful running back. That's why I love the Jets season this year, because it made running popular again. I was like, wow, this is the NFL that I've missed. I've missed it when a guy will, like, the only major marquee running back right now, I think, is Derrick Henry, because he still has that, give me the ball and I'll run the heck out of it.
Saquon Barkley is also good. Ezekiel Elliott's still pretty good.
But going back to what you were saying, the reason why we haven't seen Saquon like this is why.
Well, that's the coach's decision.
And
he has a good quarterback.
But Saquon's also been injured.
Well, yeah, Saquon's been injured.
That goes back to what you were saying before, and I was like, yes. The fact that the modern day athlete even with its advancements, is not as strong as that athlete before, or at least durable. Because
I can't say that about Julius Randle though. You can't say that about you can't say that about you can't say that about Mikal Bridges either. Though. Mikal Bridges, ever since he's been in the NBA, he has not missed a game.
There we go. There's some outliers. There's some outliers like Phil Kessel in the NFL, in the NHL. There's a lot of like strongmen out there. I agree, but I think in general, the fact that when I see a college game and all of a sudden this guy's down on the ground already, there's injury timeouts like crazy. It's because there's not as much physicality, and that
it's not only that they don't have proper training. Because training's not. You understand something. Training's not all about how can I shoot the basketball. Right? You also gotta have good diets. For your health, you gotta eat healthy.
But that's the thing. Even with all of this, people are still getting hurt. And that's the thing that baffles me. That's the thing that absolutely baffles me. Like, you already have dietary coach. You already have strength and conditioning coaches, stretching coaches, all of these things, and yet you still don't have a durable player.
You want to hear a crazy story or a crazy thing? Maybe we just didn't drink a lot of milk. I don't know.
Maybe.
But
it's something because I just and I don't know if this is just the general gist of it. Okay, because going back to simple thing as rebounding. Okay, my dad and we were watching college basketball, and he was laughing on the fact that nobody boxes out. Like when I watched an actual, I think it was there was one game we watched where like the guys were actually boxing out, and then there was one time where I saw Draymond Green's like, "What's that? Boxing out!" When Mitch Robinson goes for a rebound, it's like the Knick fan in me that watched Houston, and the New York Knicks face off against each other when I was in Canada. That like came up again. It's like, oh, I remember those days. But as you said, and Matt, I agree with you. That's not how the game is anymore.
Another thing about boxing out, I just thought about this. I think the reason why they don't box out though is because look at how some of these guys are now. Like look at, for example, I'll tell you, John Morant, how he could grab the ball and just dunk on them.
Yeah, and
they could actually get hurt, and then they'll get the ones in trouble because they're trying to box out.
Because again, it's more like
you never brought up the Donovan Mitchell thing, also.
I guess if you want to discuss it, but I think we've kind of hammered it in the fact that that people.
Can I just say this though? Dylan Brooks is just a dirty player, in my opinion.
There was part of him, well, I think he is, but I think with that one particular one, I didn't know if there was intent, but that's
telling you it was the intent.
Go in. Let's rein it back.
Okay, rein it back. Sorry,
but because I think we've discussed it already. But I think that the fact that the lack of desiring of to be a physical, because here's the other reason why people don't want to do that. Why physicality, while really, really working hard to condition yourself, I think if you do that, your body probably deteriorates faster. That's the reason. Like that's the reason why a running back's not going to be popular anymore, or why a running back's not going to want to carry it so many times because he's going to get hit so many times, and the more times he's going to get hit, the less durable he's going to become. The less durable he becomes, the less money he makes.
You know who's becoming a lot durable now? LeBron.
Derrick Henry.
No, but also LeBron James. Because LeBron James, when you watch LeBron, he actually he treats himself really well. Like he takes care of his body. Like it's crazy when you look at it. He takes care of it. Him and Curry, they both take care of their bodies. But LeBron takes care of his body, but then now that he's getting old, you're seeing the tears. You're
seeing the wear and tear.
Taking care of that body.
But he's been in the league for almost
20 years.
20 years.
I give him credit for
20 years. Give him credit for that. And because
close to passing a record too.
He is close to passing a record too. But I don't mean to take anything away from LeBron. When he breaks Kareem's record, I'll be like, But I'll be like, yo, he's been in the league for this long and he's shown the durability for it. But then it goes back to the fact that it's a different league. It's a lot easier for people to score nowadays. Someone pointed out, I think ESPN pointed out that the 50-point game, it's not a big deal anymore. I remember when if you scored 40 points in a game, like, wow, that's a big thing. But nowadays, it's like, it's expected. It's expected because, again, offense is the thing that's driving professional sports nowadays. And because offense is the thing that's driving, you don't need to be as physical. You don't need to really like work your body into that shape of being like a tank because it's all about offense.
And I also say this. I feel like if they would have done the 3-point line during his era and he practiced his 3-point, because you know Joel Embiid's actually pretty good at the 3.
Yeah.
Jokic is he would probably have close to 40K, probably even more.
I think so too. That's
same. I also think same thing with Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jordan. Same thing with Michael Jordan. I feel like Michael Jordan.
Tito, I'm gonna shoot the 3, Tito.
If he would have practiced his 3 and shot a lot of more 3s, he probably would have been high up there too. Like,
yeah, but again, the day and the age of that, and that's why is different because you had a much more physical league, and I know we've talked about this, but I think it's still worth showing that this is really how different the game is now. It's not a league. It's not a sport and a professional sports. And honestly, do I like high scoring games? I do, and I know that seems kind of wrong, but I do miss the fact that of defense, of that physicality, but the thing is, I'm a fan like me that likes that is getting older. The newer fans is like, I want to be able to shoot the 3 like clockwork.
You just gotta adapt, bro. You just gotta adapt and let it go.
No, but the thing about it though is why I can't also let it go is because that kind of mentality of it not being easy, I think is also the thing that's missing. It's a lot easier to shoot a 3.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at this just from a
Stephen Curry
from just a physiological standpoint. If you are open and you can shoot the 3, there's no it's easy. Steph Curry makes it look easy.
Even when he's
Tyler Hero. I like Tyler Hero, except when he's playing the Knicks. I love the Heat. I really do. So Daniel Souza, if you're watching, yes, I do like the Heat. But that last sequence in the Knicks playing the Heat, that just goes to show you that the physicality of it and basic basketball is kind of like out the window, or people just have brain farts when it comes to that. But it also goes to show you that there's the ease of being able to score with a 3-pointer is once you've mastered it and you're open, you're going to score.
Well, think about it like too.
But in the paint, how much work does it take?
But I love it when the Knicks go in the paint. But think about
I know, and because it again, I miss the balance. You know how before the run sets up the pass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or the pass sets up the run. It's a compliment. Now it's just like, let's just throw the ball as many times as we can. Nowadays it used to be like, yo, let's play, like we can do the inside, so we set up the outside, or the outside to set up the inside. Now it's just like, let's shoot as many 3s as much as we can. And it's like the team that does not shoot, and it's true, and if we look at the stats, I'm sure this will show, this team that is not as successful in shooting the 3 most likely may lose the game.
Well, you gotta understand this too, though. No league, as much as we get annoyed when we lose that lead, like the Knicks, like for example, they lose a lot of leads.
Oh gosh, the Knicks.
But no lead, it's true. What a lot of the coaches say is true, though, especially Tom. No lead is safe.
No lead is safe
because of the 3, and that's just how it is.
Right.
But here's the thing about it, though.
Just to comment on that, it's like Tyler Hero probably 9 times out of 10 makes that shot, and we would have lost that game. When I watched that, was I happy for the win? Yes, but I was like.
But here's the funny thing, and this is what gets me crazy: the Heat are not a good 3-point team. They really aren't. They're only I think 24%.
But Tyler,
for some reason, I'll give you honest. For some reason, every time when a team faced the Knicks, they're just good at threes. I don't understand it. It's just so weird.
But the Nets. Saying, oh my gosh, we were watching the Nets game.
Oh, it was just 3 after 3 after 3 after 3 after 3.
Who was the
guy?
It
was a good game though.
Yeah, it was a good. Yeah, but they were okay. Guys who do not usually shoot threes.
But here's the thing:
look like Reggie Miller out there.
But here's the thing: you know what the Knicks actually did to actually almost make a comeback? They drove to the paint. I'm gonna say this, Fred. I don't agree with the team that you live with the 3, you die with the 3. If you're always shooting threes, you're gonna lose.
But what if you're really good at it?
Not all the teams are gonna. Not all the. You're not gonna be 40% all the time.
Okay.
You're gonna be hot. Let's be real. If you're bad in the first half of shooting 3, you're gonna be good in the second half. If you're bad in if you're good in the first half of shooting 3, you're probably gonna be bad in the second half. Mm-hmm. That's literally how it goes. That's how it is in the NBA. There's gonna be a point in time because as much as you like to say this, you're gonna get tired. If you're playing defense and shooting 3, you're gonna get tired. If you're not really playing that much defense, if they're not putting too much defensive pressure on you, or making you try to do defense, you probably won't. You probably will make the 3 easier. But you're simply gonna get tired.
Wait, hold on a second. Just by shooting the 3, you're gonna be
you'll get tired by shooting the 3.
But as I already had said, though, it's not as difficult to score on a 3-pointer than it is to score on a 2-pointer.
It's not difficult, but let me say this.
Well, wait, hang on. It could be.
Okay, let me.
But there's something that's missing here, and it's the same thing that I always say. This is kind of going into a different tangent.
Before you do that, let me explain it real quick. Quentin Grimes, right? He's actually a really good 3-point shooter, right?
Yes.
But he guards the best. He guards the best defender, player,
right?
So if he's guarding the best player in the team, that means he's not going to be defender. He's going to be tired. It's going to be a little bit
so that when the time comes for him to shoot the 3, he's not going to be able to do it.
Look at it. When the Knicks are playing, right? Randall's doing pretty good in making 3s, and then when the second half comes, he's bad at it. He's not the best because he's tired. His legs are tired. That's what I'm saying. You're going to get tired, and your legs is gonna be harder for you to shoot the 3.
You're going to get tired.
Tyler Hero,
regardless.
Here's what I say. Tyler Hero, he's not a good defender, so he's not going to get tired like that.
So you're saying that a person that's more of a complete player, that's both a good defender and a person who is also proficient in scoring will get more tired.
Yeah. Like for example, RJ Barrett will be the same way.
Yes.
I'll give you another good example. But if you put that guy to guard you or defend, like for example, Trae Young is not a good defender, but if you put Trae Young to defend you and get him tired, where he has to keep running and defending his person and try to stay in front of him, it'll be hard for him to shoot the 3.
Because he'll be tired. He'll be tired out from running, defending and all that. That should always be a player's game. That's literally what who was it? I forgot who was that. I think it was Kenny. I can't remember who it was, but they literally said that's the reason why you should make them defend. And what are you gonna say now? I agree. That's a definitely good point. The fact that if you're forcing someone to defend you, you're saying that it's going to make them more tired to be more offensive.
Yeah. Why else you think the Knicks? Their guys always looking gas, and it's hard for them to make shots.
Because they're running an 11-man rotation.
They're running, but not only that, most of those guys are actually playing defense, and they're trying to play defense, and they're just tired. Randall's gonna get tired for always getting the offensive rebound. Mitchell Robinson's gonna be the same way. Even he defends. Randall doesn't. He's not the best defender, but he'll defend once in a while. But when you're trying to get that offensive rebound against 3 to 4 guys, that's gonna tire you out.
It is. And
then Brunson, he likes to run a lot. He also he gets defended hard, and he gets no calls that much, and so that's going to tire him out. And then, like I said, Quentin Grimes, he's mostly defending the best player in the game. RJ Barrett will probably defend the second best player in the game.
Yeah. See, this is why I've been watching Knicks games again, because there's glimmers of that, and I think that's how the Knicks really are. That's when the Knicks really are very good. And when I throw my shoes at the TV is when they can't make the basic two, the inside stuff. Because I think if they master that, if they become like there's moments where it's like Hardy, dude, you got to make that. Randall, come on, you got to make that. But
it also depends to how much got. Think about it like this, Fred. We're doing a 9-man rotation, right?
Yeah, that's
Obi and Miles probably get like 9 to 10 minutes, and then it's basically Randall, quickly. It was Randall, Barrett, Brunson, even Grimes will probably get 40 minutes, maybe 35 to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Quickly will probably get 25 to 30 minutes. Hartenstein and Jericho Sims will probably do like 20 minutes, 25 to 19 minutes. It's not balanced, you know?
Yeah.
And so your guys are getting tired. Like, I was watching that Lakers game, and one thing I gave Darvin Ham respect for is he found a way to let LeBron relax for 5 minutes in an AD. Like, he kept switching them out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he didn't put the...
Yeah, and which is, I think, because one of the things that we've always discussed is we need to fire our coach. And I don't necessarily think we need to. He just needs to figure out a system to be able to keep people refreshed.
That's the problem, though. That's not his style. He's stubborn.
Yeah.
You know, his style is more, I'm going to make sure my starters go. And then they just like, why else do you think Derrick Rose got hurt?
Yeah, because
of him. I'm not trying to be funny, but he actually ruined his career. He did. I'm not gonna lie. He ruined Derrick Rose's career.
Right.
Derrick Rose was a young player, and you just kept playing him. Never really relaxed him like that. And now, like,
but then that also goes back to what I was saying before. How, like, you know, you had players that just could run and gun every day. But that's, I think, the thing that still baffles me nowadays. You don't have guys that have that. There's the concept of like load management was something that I didn't really know. And plus, again, we personally experienced. I think we personally experienced the negative effect as a fan of load management. And the last Knicks game that I went to was with Matthew and Richard. We went. Again, Knicks versus Clippers. We wanted to watch. We had no chance of winning, but at least wanted to go see CP3 play and Blake Griffin play. And all we got was DeAndre Jordan, who was killing it, and I love that he's killing it. But because of load management, I didn't get the chance to see like the guys that I wanted to see play, and that's kind of sad.
I think that's something they gotta talk about more with the whole load management, because, and I'm gonna say this before we go, like, for example, I think, and this is me, and I don't know if you can attest to this, but when you see, like, if it's a back-to-back, right, I think the Knicks, when it comes to back-to-back against, like, another team, like a team's going back-to-back, why is it that, like, and they're playing Madison Square Garden, why is it that they let their starters, superstars, relax, and then when the Garden comes, they let them play? I hate that, bro.
But that's the strategy. That's the strategy, and I think
I respect our guys because they try to play every game.
They try to play every game, like, and that's how, honestly, that's how it was supposed to be.
So far, Randall hasn't missed a game. I'm proud of that.
And I'm glad that, because you need that leader. Because if you need a captain, if I'm picking a captain for the New York Knicks right now, it's Julius Randle, obviously, because everybody's looking to him. And how cool was it, though, like, at the end of that Miami game, his son goes, "My daddy played really well." I was like, yeah, your daddy did play really well, but he should have not slipped at the last minute.
I don't know what happened, but before we end this episode,
final thoughts.
Can we congratulate that guy, Julius Randle?
Yeah,
after all the crud he's been going through.
I agree.
Like, let's be honest with you. He had a bad year last year. He even said he did. He didn't have the best attitude. In my opinion, I don't think he played bad. He still had 20-10-5. I thought that was pretty good. Mm-hmm. There was only 4 players that did that, or 3 players that did that last year. But it wasn't his best.
No.
And he, someone came up to him, I think it was Johnny Bryant, or I think his name was Johnny Bryant, his assistant coach, and told him, he explained it how, like, basically, would you want a teammate that has a bad attitude and stuff like that? He said no. And he looked himself in the mirror and he said, you know what, I got to be better.
Yeah.
And look at how he is now. He's a 2-time All-Star.
Yeah, and a leader.
A leader. And yeah, he gets mad sometimes, but you know what? He also, you can tell that he wants to be a team player.
Yeah. And sometimes it irks me when he does it, but it also, I'm like fine with it, because there's moments where I'm like Julius Randle, just go to the hole and dominate, but then he passes it to somebody. But I kind of have to also like that because he wants to get the team involved. Because what's my key, Matt, that I say all the time? That the
ball movement,
right? Getting more people involved. We got to wrap this up because we're getting close to an hour here. Final thought. As a sports fan nowadays, I think that it is that, of course, we know that the game is changing, and that's for all sports: baseball, basketball, football, hockey. All the physical aspects of it definitely are changing. Yes, you don't have the same kind of physicality that I enjoyed watching these guys back in the day. And there are a lot of aspects of it that make the game beautiful. Don't get me wrong about that. Like whenever I see John Morant go up and do a Michael Jordan-esque shot, it's wonderful to see. When I do see like ball movement going around and all of a sudden Steph Curry shoots the three and it's good, and getting people involved, last minute shots, Zion Williams doing 360 dunks but it not counting, still electrifies the game. But I do miss the fact that it used to be a more physical game and that people were just probably physically and mentally tougher. And the fact that that's not that important to people anymore is something that's very concerning to me. Because that was a lesson that I think was always taught by our sports stars. One of my favorite players growing up is Cal Ripken Jr. Cal Ripken Jr. came to play every day. Durable. And I'm sure he also played hurt. Nowadays, we don't have that same kind of grit. At least in the majority. And you know what? I'm sure that there's a lot of outliers, a lot of folks that are not like that. And a lot of them, thankfully, are superstars. And they will still play to the bone, which is great. And I'm glad to see that. But I want to see more of it. But again, I don't think I will. Because again, it's all about the longevity. And sometimes trying to play as tough as you can doesn't make you get multi-deals, because you might be prone to injury because you play so hard. Look at Derrick Rose. But hopefully there will be a time in which both come back into play, where being able to play every day and to have that conditioning where you can give 120%, that you could run as much as you can. But sadly, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Will I stop watching sports? Absolutely not. I love sports. I love sports ever since I started watching the PBA, which is the Philippine Basketball Association, when I was little, shooting threes in my driveway, just like every single kid does. But I do hope that a lot of these guys will remember that there's people watching them, and just to be kind of mindful about what they say and what they do. And those that are still good, stay good. And those that are bad, maybe try to think about what they're trying to do and what they're trying to say. With all that said, sports still's a good thing. And hopefully it just gets even better than what it is now. And with that said, just as we say every week, I'm PB. Whoa!
You forgot.
I keep forgetting.
You forgot.
See, I got so into the monologue that I forgot about it, which is also another issue for another day. But just want to say it again, as we say every week. We don't know you, but we love you. And there's a God above that does. Again, I'm PB.
And I'm Cashew.
Peace out, PB Cashew.